Steve ruined my yard, my house,
my life.
My life.
Wow. This really escalated quickly. I thought it was just, a little mistake.
I thought that's where you're going with it. It felt like it went
Jared
perfect.
had the life part. That wasn't me.
I ruined your life with this?
No. Steve did kind of ruin our front landscaping. The landscaping that everybody sees when they drive by our house.
Yeah, but...
What?
It's gonna be better.
He ruined it.
It's gonna be better. Sometimes you have to burn things down to make them better. Isn't that what we just watched on The Walking Dead?
Wait, you guys still watch The Walking Dead?
The new one.
There's a new one. We've been watching the new one. Okay.
You guys are old.
I don't agree with that because I've yet to see it be better.
But you can picture it, right? Putting green, 2 bunkers.
So
me
Steve,
putting with the kids out in there.
let's do a little bit of a backstory. So I mentioned, Steve had wanted to do, I think, a putting green. He was joking always about turning some part of our yard into a putting green and stuff like that, and likes to pretend to swing golf clubs all day long.
I don't even know how to react to what was that you did.
Well, I'm not standing there doing what you do. Well, no. He is a golfer.
I like the quotations.
What's happening?
I mean, that's your hobby is golf.
Continue,
And
I guess.
He wanted to put a putting green, I think, in the house area, the yard. Or we were joking about it or talking about it, and I mentioned you should just do this front yard piece, and it was probably the worst suggestion ever.
Was it a joke at first? Or
No.
was it
She was
a
not
suggestion?
joking. There's no way you
I was not joking, but I was like, this should be the putting green because, it's in front of the shack. It's separate almost.
Like a cool hangout in front of
Like a hangout in front of our gym that's kind of a hangout area. And so I thought that'd be cool if it was a putting green. I just did not realize what went into it.
Well, so I made a putting green. I basically cut it down really low, got a lawnmower that cuts it low. I tried using the grass that we already had, and it just wouldn't cut the way you
We went and got
a
a special type of lawnmower, and he put some seed in there.
I got some new seed because the first grass wasn't the right kind, and it was working except for the 2 grasses mixed together made it so that there was no way it was ever going to be a putting green. A real putting green.
Yeah, he wanted a real one, which I guess requires a specific type of grass.
Yeah, you need special grass. I mean, those things don't just come about.
And so we had, the little, what are they called?
Holes?
Holes with the flags.
Wow.
I thought that they were called holes.
They're called
specifically.
holes.
Like little putting style. So we had those in the front, but no one was using them.
Yeah, because you couldn't really putt. The ground was rough. You're supposed to have a sandy kind of base on the ground, and you're supposed to have a certain type of grass, and we didn't have either of those things.
And so we kind of had the look of it, and then I didn't know. I knew that it probably wasn't working as well, but that's the
We didn't mention I
it.
didn't mention. I probably just need to put the other grass in there.
But I mean, maybe.
But then
Maybe
one day,
once to me. Then one day I find out that he is ripping it all out. Like grass, he had already rented a
sod cutter.
So the sod cutter had already been rented, so it was already. It wasn't
was going down.
It wasn't a ask permission. It was ask for forgiveness later.
I feel like we were just on the same page.
And
I
so
thought we were
telepathically.
Right. So it was like everybody else knew that this was happening, but me.
So the problem is,
I didn't know too early either. I knew maybe like a day before.
You still knew before.
I knew a day before, and then he's like, "I'm cutting this out now." I was like,
Let's
"Okay."
And we cut it out.
Yeah, I looked outside and I was like, half my grass is gone.
Currently, there's no grass.
Currently, there is no grass. So, I actually even filmed TikToks. Do you have those TikToks? You do not.
I don't. I mean,
I said we could pull them up. We talked about it. I filmed a TikTok of what it looked like. Let's see if I can.
So we had this lush, beautiful green grass that we destroyed by planting seed into it.
Actually, the grass was really good in the front yard. Like
Yeah.
before, like just as a grass,
I had really good grass.
it was good grass.
And I looked out my window and
what did you see?
What did I see?
Not popcorn popping on the
this is
country.
what I don't even know where to put it.
Just hold it right there. That's good.
The grass out of my actual lawn. Look, they're just taking it. Literally
It
taking
looks so bad.
There's a random line down the middle too.
Down
We just
my
practiced.
driveway and out and down the street that way. I am going to follow it. I'm going to see who's taking my grass right now. You can see tire marks pulling out, and it is going down that street. Who literally goes into someone's front yard and takes their grass in the middle of the day? They took quite a bit of grass. They can't get too far.
They only took the good pieces
I like
though.
you blame Jared for this.
Dirt and some grass clippings. Oh my gosh. What in the world? What is going on right now? Do you have my grass? Is that my grass?
Look,
I blame him because he ran with it.
Give
Yeah.
me back my grass!
a little backstory to the running there. We had just moved a lot of sod, and Jared was.
I was really tired.
But look,
We cut it,
That is
rolled it,
that's my
loaded
grass.
it.
That's
And
only like
this
a
is
third.
Jared's front yard,
Does it look nice?
enjoying my grass.
Would you rather we have not used the grass
You
so
took my
long?
grass!
All I have to say is
What would we do with the grass? Just leave it in the street?
no, but it seemed like it was a plan, a cunning plan that I was not privy to.
I don't feel like it was cunning.
I'm gonna take out my grass, you're gonna take my grass, and then she's gonna find out after we began it already.
I don't feel like
I mean,
that
it was more like it was told to me that, hey, I'm cutting out this grass and we're gonna throw it away. I said, hold up, I need some grass. How about I just take it instead of having to
so
throw it
what's
away?
more likely that I cunningly planned this to get behind your back and do it secretly, or that I told a couple people, so I just assumed the whole world knew and was just going on to the next step.
For sure, that one. It was just a
I did.
yeah.
forget
I
to tell
told you about it,
And then your dad was like,
which happens a lot.
I was just talking to Jamie,
No,
and
you
she
have not told
didn't
me.
know we were doing this. I'm like,
I mean, you would have to think that there's probably more than one occasion where you're like,
I want you guys to relive this
I have
conversation,
mentioned-
how this went
I
out.
have mentioned this to you and different things, and I'm like, no, you haven't. It's like, yeah, I have.
I want you guys to replay the conversation. Of,
no. So this one, I just came in.
It
I was
was-
like, no. This one is after I talked to her dad. Her dad was like, so I guess Jamie doesn't know we were doing this tomorrow. And I was like,
No, we never even had a conversation.
because Mike and Jared were gone the whole day getting Jared's yard ready for the grass.
Yeah.
And she's like, where is everybody?
I'm
And he's
like,
like, oh, we were
why
doing
is
the grass at
everybody
Jared's house. And Jamie's like, what? And I'm like, oh. So then I went into Jamie later that night. I was like, so I think I forgot to tell you I was cutting the grass out.
Yep.
She's like, yeah, thanks.
I think
That's about how the conversation actually went.
that's how it went.
But it will be held over my
It
head forever.
was a. Yeah, I didn't tell you, but I'm doing it.
But when the
All right.
grass is a beautiful putting green out there, and we're just out there as a family.
Would you,
enjoying
Jared?
golf.
Would that scenario have flied in your marriage?
I mean, I tell my wife everything.
Except for how many girls he's
His
kissed.
face.
I tell my wife
His
everything.
face was like, oh, and that's how it went. Yeah, it was pretty much.
I mean,
This is what
So
I.
is that what it's gonna look like then?
that's the goal. That's the
Is
goal
this-
right there.
This
Is
is
that-
the goal of what it's gonna look like. And when it doesn't, and my old grass looked better than what it looks like now, what do we do?
Artificial turf.
Pull it out again.
I don't
This is
even
gonna
know.
work. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel like I put a lot of work into this. Jared's put a lot of work into this.
Sure.
It is ready.
Do you want to know?
We
what
gave you
my-
more
Do
plants.
you want to know what my?
You do
yard-
have more plants now.
Yes, I spent more money on plants. Do you want to know what
Why
my
are you
yard?
looking at the negative of all
What
this?
my yard looks
Are you
like?
kidding me?
Middle
Are
of
you
it?
kidding me? I cannot believe that this is happening right now. In the
Well,
world?
did you slam the door?
That's why that knob doesn't work.
That's what it
What?
was.
What? Okay, get the F off my lawn.
Whoa.
What? No, of course I'm not joking.
She's harsh.
We're just getting started. It's fine.
We cut a lot of grass.
You know how heavy that grass was?
No,
Oh my
really, get
gosh.
the F off my lawn.
We cut a lot of grass out of this yard.
Everything should be good.
Get
It's good.
the F
It was a big area.
Off my lawn.
That's how I feel about it.
Please get it off.
Seriously, that's the way you're right.
Yeah, get the F off.
How long have you had that F?
I've had that F for a long time.
Okay, quick question.
That's what my yard looked like. It looked
Are
like
you-
a...
Kind of excited for the putting green, or are you like totally regretful of the whole situation? Honestly, like I get that it's funnier to be regretful, but I want to know what you seriously think.
So, I would say excited would not be the word I would use because I don't like golf. I don't golf and I'll probably not use it. But excited that maybe you have something that you like to do out there.
You don't think we could go out there and putt together? As a
I mean,
family?
we can. It's just not like my thing. So, I would
You just
say
broke his heart.
excited where I'm like, yes, I get a putt in my front
Well, not
yard.
the putting, but the way it's going to look and the activity a bit part of it for events.
If it turns out looking really nice.
Okay, so I guess the better question is,
aesthetically,
where do you see it on a scale of like 0 being it's going to look the way it is right now and never get better, to 10? Where do you think it being it's a perfect putting green and it's gorgeous? Where do you think?
6.
Well, I think I could live with a 6.
Yeah, I do not expect. I've learned to not like try to
Yeah.
have high expectations.
If it was a 6, I feel like that'd be a success. Right, Jared? Would a
Yeah,
6
man. I
be
mean,
a
I think
success?
that's solid. I think, for my opinion on it, if you would have just done just the green, I think you would have been better just to keep the grass how it was. But adding the bunkers does make that look. It could look pretty cool with the bunkers.
The reason I added the bunkers and the planters is because I was like, if I just rip all this grass out and I don't improve
And
this,
just replant it, and then the grass doesn't look good.
that was legitimately my biggest thing. I was like, I better do something cool.
So
or
the bunkers are a cool touch. I think that'll be a cool touch.
So, to clarify, if you guys don't know what golf is, we have Jordan in here. Do you know what a bunker is?
No.
See, she does not. She's shaking her head no. She does
Golf
not
is
know
where
what
you
a
hit the
bunker
ball
is.
into the hole.
So it is just like
Or the
what
thing
if you
golf.
ask Parker?
Yeah.
It's just a sand pit, a little. Sand
Yeah, it's a
pit.
little thing where the sand goes in and you can hit the golf balls out of it, but it also will be a fun play area for the kids.
We have 2 of them, so we have 2 like kidney bean shaped ish.
You could call it a kidney bean shape, I guess.
Square.
They're
They're kind of kidney bean, but yes.
They're square.
They'll
I
be
mean,
what
we can cut them however you want. So
So it's going to be a sand pit. So there will be 2 bunkers, but
Yeah,
one's
2
filled
bunkers
sand
with a big putting
for
green,
the
a bunch of
nearby
holes.
neighborhood cats to go doo-doo in.
Man, what? Have you noticed the negative attitude about every piece?
I've just been
Except
told
for the
that.
6. You say
I've been
6.
told that most.
I was actually impressed. I was expecting you to say
When I
3.
talk about the sand, I've been told that that's where cats.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for cats. That's for real. And something, by the way, walked across that yard today, and I think it was a deer.
or was it Jordan?
I mean, if she has hooves, then it could be Jordan.
So, would deer eat your grass that's growing?
I don't think so. I
I don't know.
don't.
It's not growing yet. We literally
They like
just
to walk in
planted
the
a
worst
seed.
places possible. Is all I think. I don't understand. And then what I also don't get is was it walking in on its hind legs because it was like perfectly. Either it's like stepping its own footprints with its back leg.
It's the
or it's
jackalope.
like standing up like this, walking across.
I
I should get on the cameras and see what's
You
going on
should,
here.
because I do not know if a deer was walking like that.
But
I would love to see a deer walk
what
like
if it's
that.
walking on its hind legs in this video?
I don't know if a deer can do that.
I mean, I'm pretty confident they can't.
Exactly.
But
I don't know.
if deer's anything like that, jackalope.
What if it's some person with like putting on like
They're on
hooves on their
stilts.
feet and they're like walking on it?
You're gonna find Grandpa out there putting little prints in there.
Mike out there. I don't think it'd be him.
Do you have to roll it and rake it back up when you get feet prints in there like that?
No, I'm not happy about it. I can't do anything right now, but when we're done,
When it's super wet right now, no, and the seed on there, you can re-put sand on
put a
top
little sand,
after
it'll
it.
kind of level it out over time.
That's not cool.
Oh, that's what you do anyway.
Yeah, you have to do on these putting greens no matter what because they're sand-based soil.
As soon as you step on it, like kind of your first times, it'll sink a little bit. If it's too wet, you always put sand over it.
This is how putting greens go.
So this is a constant chore.
Yes.
Are you
Give
gonna
Steve
be
something
up
to do.
for your chore always, or am I gonna have to take over the chore eventually?
Well, I'm up for it.
That's
You'll
what-
probably still try to take it over.
That's what happened. I will not try to take it over. Guess what happened when we got a dog? I said I am not going to take care of the dog because I don't want to
I don't
have
want
a
anything to do
dog.
with that dog either.
And
you wanted the dog.
Who feeds the dog every day?
I feed the dog sometimes. occasion, I have fed the dog.
So is everybody else.
His
Let me
table
find
scraps.
Whose chore is it to feed the dog? It is my responsibility.
I thought it was supposed to be Taylor, though.
Well, it's my responsibility, and most of the time I put the dog to bed unless I ask somebody else to. So it has become my responsibility. Not that I chose it or had wanted it. I do not want the putting green.
I'm hoping I might have found
either.
this. Give me a second. What was that?
I'm mad that you said I would take it over.
Mad that you said I'd take it over. Why?
Try to take it over.
You want my privilege.
Does your cameras have motion?
Yeah.
So it'll tell you when something moved out there?
Yeah, but it's hard because
It's further away.
certain areas have things moving constantly, especially since I have the caution tape up around it.
Oh.
So it's like
If it's windy.
Yeah, our yard looks like a crime scene.
So I'm trying to find. There's the place somewhere in here. The caution tape gets broken. I'm assuming that's because a wild animal ran through it.
Parker.
What is Parker? Running around
At 3 o'clock in the
I'd be
morning.
not surprised if Parker was running around outside.
And then went
with
into
dog
the
running.
sand pit and played in there. Walked something weird, like curled up her toes and walked and galloped across.
Looks like a bobcat walking through.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
Feral Parker.
Man, I'm close. I think you're gonna have to carry conversation here because that's taking me a second.
Well, that's
Sorry about
the.
how angry I am at you.
You're angry? Are you actually angry?
No.
Were you upset that I had started this project?
No, I was more upset that I just do not get told things. That would be it.
Yeah.
Not the project itself.
But you didn't think that I was trying to hide something from you?
No, just that I'm
Is it really that I'm not
thought
wanting to
of
tell
to
you?
be consulted.
Is that what it is, or is it that I'm just dumb?
Both.
I think I should get a little bit of a pass for just being dumb. Is that an excuse?
No, yes, it is. It is an excuse. It's a complete excuse.
No, is it a valid excuse?
No, it's not. I'm dumb, so. Sorry.
I can do what I want because I'm dumb.
I'll do it again. Sorry, I'm dumb. Remember?
I am pretty dumb. It's really not. Where is this animal? All right, this might take too
We'll
long.
find it, guys.
Probably Parker. She's good at hiding.
Let's just pretend that it was some kind of jackalope.
Walking on its hind legs. Feet up in the air.
Prancing through the.
What if it's in here and it's like middle fingering the camera and jumping up and down on this? I was impressed because it didn't like sink super deep, which is a good sign for the putting green. It just has like little hoof marks. Because I remember when they did our grass, these things.
I get hoof marks.
Maybe it's a baby.
constantly by our garden. We have little rocks called chat. and
Did they eat your garden?
They did. Yes. A few years
What'd you
ago.
do to keep them out?
Nothing. We tried to put up an electric fence, but they jump over it and under it. They really liked. So they would take nibbles. I would get like a bite mark out of my tomato, and I'm like,
They don't like
why would
tomatoes.
you- No, but they would take. They're like, maybe this one's better, and they go to the next one and take a bite.
But
out
it's
of it.
bright
Nope,
red.
Still gross. Maybe this one's better, and take a bite out of every single one.
Oh,
of
there's
my
a
tomatoes.
deer on it. This little deer.
Is it a baby deer?
First of all, it's not going the direction I thought it was going to be going.
Maybe
What?
it broke through the tape as it was leaving.
I don't know how it got on the green. All right, you want me to show it? Can you see
Yep.
this? It's really dark.
Kind of. You have to show it a lot closer, but
There's a wild animal on my putting green.
I don't see it. Oh, on the far side.
Walking
Yeah,
across.
it's very hard to see.
Hard to see. What if I zoom in? Would that help? There's
Maybe.
the deer
Then you can kind of see where it's
walking
at.
across.
Okay, you can see it now.
What
Yeah.
happens when you live in the woods?
Why are you in
And we
my
don't
yard?
live in the woods at all. We don't live in the woods.
Oh,
There's
look at
woods
you
all
just
around
stretch yourself under my caution tape like it's no big deal. And if that thing goes anywhere near our new trees, it'll be the last thing that deer does.
there. I know. That's the problem is that the trees, they like to scratch their backs and stuff on trees. We've gotten 2 trees.
Don't they
removed in
bite the
backyard.
bark too?
They do. They bite the bark.
Why is it walking across my putting green? I have caution tape. Doesn't it see that it says not to go there clearly?
Clearly, we know that deer don't care about electric
Oh.
fences.
I heard deer are dyslexic, so maybe
Maybe
read
I
it
just think
something
I
else.
just need to- I don't even know what to do because we've tried all sorts of things to keep these deer out of the yard, and we are losing to the deer.
Yeah.
It was gently walking across, at least. I think that was nice of it.
Sure.
And there
Those
was
were
no
her-
hind legs, so I still don't know why the foot tracks worked out the way they did. I'm not a math.
I'm kind of sad it wasn't Parker. That would have been funny.
How funny would it be if it was like just Punky running around the front yard?
I mean, I'd be seriously concerned, but
It wouldn't be the first time she's done something crazy in the middle of the night.
are you not sleeping at night?
But that's the story of how I destroyed Jamie's life.
Yes. Life destroyed.